Louisville Water Company Veterans Day celebration. We are here today to honor and pay respect to our veterans, to say thank you. No matter what branch of service that you were in, or if you served in a faraway land or here at home, you sacrificed your time, your talent to protect our freedoms. You spent time away from your family to ensure that we were all safe. Some of those even sacrificed their lives for something bigger than themselves. That's why today we want to express our heartfelt gratitude and honor you. In the words of the great Winston Churchill, never has so much been owed by so many to so few. We all owe everything to you veterans who protected our way of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We'd also like to take the time now to remember all of those who were affected by the tragic accident earlier this week. Many UPS pilots and employees are veterans, and many served our country alongside of you. Let us now have a moment of silence for the pilots and crew, those that were killed on the ground, the first responders, and the families for all of those who have been affected by this. Thank you. And for all the veterans who are here with us today, again, we want to say thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if I could have you all please stand and rise for the presentation of the colors by MSD's own color guard, commanded by Chief Lopez High. Just after the colors are presented, we will have the national anthem that is being sung by Miss Tony Glover, and then the Pledge of Allegiance by Mr. Matthew Miller.
storms through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, with the gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet it wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you would, please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our invocation will now be given by Miss Salethia Neal.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Lord, we come before you this morning honoring our veterans this morning, recognizing their commitment and their service to our country. We thank you for, we know that they are the reason that we celebrate so many freedoms that we have today. We pray, Father God, that you would continue to encamp your protection around them, that you would give them strength and continue to encourage them as they continue to carry out the mission that they have been set forth to do. Lord, as we proceed in this program, Father, we ask that you would bless the speakers, that they will bless the words that they speak, and that will offer encouragement to all of us, Father. We also will be partaking in food, Father God, so we ask that you would bless the food that has been prepared for us, that you would bless those that have prepared it and those that will partake in it, that it will be nourishment to our body. In Jesus' name, amen.
may all be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce our Executive Director. Mr. Tony Parrott has been with MSD over 10 years, guiding this organization through many pitfalls and challenges. He has seen many highs and lows, whether from internal threats like aging infrastructure and slow-moving organizational structures, or external threats like extreme weather, political discord, and funding shortfalls. Mr. Parrott's leadership proactively addresses those threats with real solutions that position MSD for the future in a stronger posture than before. Business strategies like Blueprint 2030, effective utility management, and data-driven change management helps MSD be a proactive, productive, and safe steward of our waterways and our community. Whether it's wastewater treatment, stormwater management, or protecting our city from flooding, Mr. Parrott skillfully navigates MSD through all of these disciplines to make our community better. I know Mr. Parrott loves the Veterans Day celebration, so please help me welcome to the podium Mr. Tony Parrott.
Thank you, Tony. And how about a round of applause for the MSD Color Guard? I'd like to once again welcome you to the annual breakfast for the veterans here at the Central Maintenance Facility here at MSD. We're very proud to be honoring 96 MSD and Louisville Water Company veterans who have served our country or are currently serving our country in the United States Armed Forces. You know, this year marks the 250th anniversary of the United States Armed Forces, and so, you know, we're just so proud because serving your country is one of the greatest accomplishments that any person can achieve. It is something that we're very happy to do in terms of serving you breakfast. This is something that has been a tradition since I've been here, and so we strive to make our employees feel recognized and seen for their accomplishments. One of the things that is so important is that when you're a veteran, it takes so much commitment to their country, their willingness to put themselves in harm's way, and because that sort of selflessness, it is admirable, all of the challenges and all the sacrifices that our veterans make for our country. The liberties and freedoms that we have today is due to the armed force members risking their lives. And once again, I just want to recognize when you talk about veterans and you talk about first responders, obviously this week has been a tough week here in Louisville. The firefighters, the emergency management folks, all of those folks that had to respond to deal with the tragedy that we had out at the airport this week. So when you think about sacrifice to make sure that community and lives are saved, that's what being a veteran is all about. You sacrifice, you don't ask questions, you don't doubt, you have discipline to move forward when really it takes a lot of courage to be able to do that. It takes a lot of skills to be a veteran. It takes discipline, teamwork, skills, problem solving, and selflessness that are acquired during your military service. When you translate, and that all translates so well to being a part of a public utility, whether it's providing safe drinking water or providing safe, clean waterways to our community. MSD has so many different types of jobs, and veterans have the ability to fit into all of those jobs. MSD is an employer of choice and an employer that provides growth opportunities for our employees, and we aim to help you achieve your goals while you're here at MSD. The program we have today is in front of you, and so we have a lot of great speakers. And so we are so honored to have so many great speakers, and of course, we're going to be able to serve you breakfast today. The breakfast is sponsored by the leadership teams of the Louisville Water Company and MSD. And so we are here today basically to thank you, to recognize you, and to continue to let you know that we support veterans and we support all that you do for our country and all that you do for our utility. So with that, I will now introduce our partner. The Louisville Water Company has been a partner with this program, and so under our One Water umbrella, it's so great to have a partner like the Louisville Water Company. And Spencer Bruce, who is the CEO and president of Louisville Water Company, has just been a staunch supporter of this program, and actually both of us believe that it is very vital not only to our organizations, but it's vital to you as employees. So with that, I'll ask Spencer Bruce to come and give us some remarks.
First, we are obviously here to recognize our veterans, and we're absolutely going to do that. But I think I'd be remiss if I didn't also, from Louisville Water's standpoint, want to thank the first responders who were there for this tragedy, for those that MSD and Louisville Water employees who were there to support them. I just wanted to say thank you, and obviously condolences to all the families that lost loved ones with this. You know, I've been privileged to come here for the past several years and on behalf of Louisville Water and really just express our thanks to our veterans, the Louisville Water and MSD employees who served our country, who sacrificed for our country, and who helped protect the freedoms that we have and enjoy each and every day in this country. I would also like to thank the organizers of this event. This is a very important event that we get the opportunity to say thank you, but it takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of work from MSD employees and from Louisville Water employees. So thank you to those that organized this event. As Tony mentioned, it makes a lot of sense that both Louisville Water and MSD employees have veterans that are part of our organizations, because what's the similarities? Veterans served. They served our country. What do they do now? They serve this community. They protect public health. They ensure our waterways are safe. They protect our flood protection, or make sure our flood protection is working. And so it just makes a lot of sense. In fact, from Louisville Water's perspective, we've been involved with the armed forces. If you go all the way back to World War I, Camp Zachary Taylor, we have records that show that Camp Zachary Taylor, the Army chose Louisville because of the high quality water that we had. Other cities, individuals were getting sick. They were not getting sick here in Louisville, and they wanted to make sure that they had the appropriate means to train the armed forces for World War I. There's two things that I always share here, and they're personal to me. The first is really about my grandfather. I'm not a veteran, but my grandfather was. And I remember hearing stories and talking to him about he was proud to serve. He served obviously during the World War II era, but he was proud to do that. But it did take him away from his family. It took him away from my grandmother and his two daughters. And I can remember them talking about, you know, just some of the sacrifices that they had to make. And I think as we're here to honor and thank our veterans, I also want to say thank you to the family members, because when their loved ones are away, they're here managing the household and doing the things that they need to do so that their loved ones can protect us. And so thank you to all of those family members. The final thing I want to say, and I do say this every year, and a friend of mine from the Louisville Water Company gave me this, and I just think it's really fitting. But it's the definition of a veteran. And it says, veterans, whether active duty, discharged, retired, or reserve, are individuals who at one point in their life wrote a blank check made payable to the United States of America for an amount up to and including their life. And that's honor. So veterans, thank you. Thank you for your sacrifice, thank you for your service, and thank you for protecting the freedoms that we enjoy each and every day. So the mayor's running a little late, and I didn't bring my notes on introducing the speakers, so I had to go get those. But first, I believe I'm going to be introducing Yvette Gentry. Yvette is a dedicated leader and a trailblazer with a distinguished career in public service, law enforcement, and community building. Currently serving as the Vice President of Portfolio Safety and Risk Management for LDG Development since July 2022. She contributes her expertise to advancing affordable housing initiatives across the country. A Louisville Water native, Yvette made history in 2020 as the first woman to lead the Louisville Metro Police Department as interim police chief, where she championed equity and justice. With over 2 decades of experience in law enforcement, nonprofit leadership, and community engagement, Yvette has earned numerous accolades for her impactful work, including the 2024 Daughter of Greatness distinction from the Muhammad Ali Center. A breast cancer survivor, Army National Guard veteran, and proud mother of 4, Yvette's unwavering faith and commitment to service continue to inspire those around her. And I have the privilege, because I know Yvette and consider her a friend of mine, so please welcome Yvette Gentry to the stage.
Good morning, everybody. So I have sense enough to know when I look and I see I'm the first of several speakers, I'll stand up, say a few things, and get out of the way for somebody who might be a lot more entertaining than I. But I will tell you this, that the military, joining the military was the single most important thing that changed the trajectory of my life. I was 18 years old, graduating from Central High School, didn't really know what I was going to do. I'm going to call out one of my friends over here, Greg Burns, who's now, I think you're a director of safety. Myself, Greg, and my best friend, Endora Davis, all graduated from Central High School in '88. We all joined the military and went in different directions. And I look back, he was able to become a chief. She now has a PhD. She retired as a major from Louisville Metro Corrections Department, and I was able to serve as interim chief for Louisville Metro Police Department. And I'm saying that because so many of our friends didn't get to experience that level of success, and I think the military was the single most thing that set us on a different path. And I will tell you the one thing, as I've worked for over 35 years in different industries, mainly safety, public safety, community building, the one thing that I think the military teaches you that we could all learn from today, I don't need to kind of preach to the crowd of just veterans, but I think all of us, no matter what level of leadership we're in, can learn from, is the military teaches you how to win with a team that you don't get to pick. The beautiful thing about the military is it doesn't spend time sorting people at all. You show up. I grew up in a family of hardworking people, but we didn't travel and take family vacations and things. When I left for basic training, it was my first time on a flight. It was my first time going to South Carolina. I didn't know what to expect. I went to the airport all by myself trying to figure it all out. I got there were people from West Virginia and Guam and all these different places, people that I have never met, people with different dialects, and immediately we put that uniform on and we became a team. So I encourage all of you, instead of in this time where we're focusing so much on sorting people out and putting people in buckets and putting people in titles, the military superpower is the diversity and inclusion of all people, because when you stop worrying about that, you could just focus on the mission of getting the job done. And I think that is something that we can all learn today. And last, but I'll kind of close with this and move out of the way for other people. I will just tell you, the one thing about leadership I've learned is you have to keep an eye on your people. We are in a different mode now where people are working from home, people are working remotely and doing all those things. And it's a sad stat that the Louisville, Kentucky has just reached this year, that we have more suicides than we've ever had homicides. 105 Kentuckians, Louisvillians have taken their own life. And so I will just say to you, be easy to find if you're a leader. Lay eyes on your people. Lay eyes on your coworkers. Some of them might be a little awkward. They might be a little different. While MSD might be in the sewer business, Louisville Water might be in the water business, we are all in the people business. Technology will never replace people. We can't move people out of the way who have maybe their steps are shorter than others. You know, the young whippersnapper out of college has a lot to offer, but so does that 30-year veteran that has institutional knowledge. So I just encourage everybody, remember to simplify this. Keep an eye on everybody, look out for everybody, and at a time when so many people are hurting, realize it's all of our job to check out on our neighbor. So thank you so much for having me. I appreciate your service. Stand up, all you former military people. If you stand up for a minute, let me see you, Army. Where the Army folks? Okay. All right. We got some Navy. Okay. Air Force. But where's those crazy Marines at? Some of my, there you go, there you go. That was just for you. So thank you so much for having me. Thank you for your service.
Next is Vincent James Sr. He is the president and CEO of Dare to Care Food Bank, where he leads efforts to combat food insecurity through equitable food and nutrition initiatives, aiming to build healthier and economically prosperous communities. Previously, he served as Louisville Metro's Chief of Community Building, overseeing 6 city departments and implementing strategies to reduce community violence and improve health outcomes. Known for his innovative and compassionate leadership, Vincent is recognized as a visionary social entrepreneur dedicated to fostering societal well-being, inclusivity, and community empowerment. His work sets a benchmark for transformative leadership in addressing critical social challenges. Please welcome Mr. Vincent James to the stage.
Good morning, and thank you, Spencer, for that introduction. And this is a tremendous opportunity for me to be able to be here today. It's a tremendous opportunity as we celebrate the 21st annual celebration of recognition of veterans today. And the reason this is important to me is because we need to share and show our veterans that we see them, that we thank them, and that we honor them. This morning, I don't just come to you as a community leader or a guest. I come to you as a son of a veteran who also had 5 siblings that also served in the military. They answered the call to serve this nation. And in our home, patriotism wasn't just a word, it was a way of life. I grew up understanding that service requires sacrifice. I grew up understanding that freedom is not free. I understand that it's purchased by the courage of those who are willing to stand in the gaps on our behalf. So when I think about service, I think about the legacy my family left for me and for my children. But I also think about my own calling, my own calling to serving others. Because I recognize that the most powerful thing that you can do in life is being able to serve others, to lift up others, to be able to help those who need shelter, to build a community of love, compassion, a community that deserves, that understands that everyone is valued. When I understand this and you understand that, that's why, for me, I dedicated my life to service. And I dedicated my life to serving others because I recognize the value in each and every one of us. And it's important and what it means to me and what it means to you. And so today, as we honor those who fought in the jungles of Vietnam, in the deserts of Iraq, in the mountains of Afghanistan, on the shores of Normandy, we honor those who came to share with us the visible wounds that we see and the invisible wounds that we don't see. We honor them today. We honor those who stood watch in the darkest night so that we could wake up in the dawn of freedom. But we also honor them because we honor them for their service and what it means to us to be able to walk in freedom. And we honor them because we know what it means. And some might even ask the question, what does honor mean if we're honoring our veterans? Honor cannot be defined by one morning of speeches and applauses. Honor must be lived out in terms of how we care for those who served long after they folded their uniforms away. Because when a veteran sleeps in a car tonight, we have failed to honor them. When a veteran struggles to put food on their table, we have failed to honor them. When a veteran struggles with mental health and is neglected, or the sacrifices are forgotten, or their name is lost in the shuffle of bureaucracy, we have failed to honor them. America, the city of Louisville, we must do better. We must do better by our veterans that gave us the best years of their lives. We must do better ensuring that no veteran goes hungry, that no veteran is without shelter, that no veteran goes unseen. Did you know that 1.2 million veterans in our country face food insecurity every day? They wake up in the morning not knowing where they're going to get their next meal from. That's not right. That's something that we should all stand against. And that on any given night, we see and understand that there are tens of thousands of veterans without stable housing. These are not statistics. These are our sheroes and heroes who served our country. These are the men and women who once stood in the uniform for us. Now they stand in lines for in food pantries and shelters to be able to stay away from the outside weather. It should not be so. Not in the land that they swore to defend. The measure of a nation is not the power in its armies, but it's how it treats those who borne the battle. We cannot wave the white flag, the flag on November the 11th on Veterans Day and turn away the next day. Our gratitude must be followed by actions, by investment, by compassion, by community. And yet, even in the face of all of these challenges that we face today and to come, I stand here with a sense of hope, because in Louisville we're seeing what is possible when a community comes together through partnerships with organizations like the organization I happen to lead, Dare to Care Food Bank, Volunteers of America, the Coalition for the Homeless, and our city agencies. Veterans are finding pathways to dignity and stability. The city is working hand in hand with nonprofits and the community partners to ensure that veterans are not forgotten, whether they're through food service, food access, affordable housing initiatives, or wraparound services. We're building a city that is inclusive of all, that understands that service begets service, where the same spirit that called our veterans in to defend our nation now calls us to defend their right to live with dignity. And I leave you with this. As we honor our veterans today, let us not clap our hands, just clap our hands. Let us commit our hearts. Let us not pledge that let us pledge that every veteran will be able to eat at a table, have a roof over their head, and the community says, we have not forgotten you. My father taught me that the truest way to honor a veteran is to serve and continue to serve. So let us rise from this breakfast today and have a renewed sense of resolve to build a nation that is worthy of their sacrifice. Because I do believe that Drum Major for Justice, Dr. King said, an unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word. I believe in our city. I believe in our country. I believe where hope is rising and service is alive, we'll have the final word. And the final word is, we see you, we thank you, and we will never stop serving you. God bless our veterans, God bless this incredible city, and God bless our country. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Reverend James. Wow, we needed that. You know, one of the things that we are all so honored to every year is to have our mayor take some time to come and recognize and appreciate the veterans of MSD and the veterans of Louisville Water Company. I can tell you that our mayor is a staunch supporter of Louisville Water, a staunch supporter of Louisville MSD, but more importantly, he's a staunch supporter of veterans and first responders. And I can tell you that this week, as we talked earlier, has been a rough week here in Louisville, but our mayor has been on the ground in front, dealing with the tragedy and working with so many partners to make sure that we could get through this phase. And so for him to take a few minutes today to come and be with us, I just want to thank you and welcome our mayor, Mr. Craig Greenberg.
Thank you very much, Tony, and good morning, everyone. I'm mostly here to say thank you. Thank you to all of the veterans for your service to our community. When we have challenging weeks like this as we've had in our city, we see the importance of service. We've seen the heroism and the bravery that took place just south of the airport following the tragic UPS crash earlier this week. And it reminds us all of the value of service. Service to one another, service to our city, and service to our country. And so it's particularly fitting that we're celebrating our veterans today and this weekend. And as you just heard Vincent say, it should not be just on single days. It should be every day for the service that you gave to our country so we can do what the rest of us are all doing today and tomorrow. That we have the freedoms that we have, that we have the opportunities that we have because of your service to our country, at home and abroad. I'm incredibly proud to serve alongside 400 veterans within the 5,000 colleagues I have at Louisville Metro government. These are individuals that dedicated their life to service, that gave their time, their resources, their bravery to serve our country, and now following that amazing service, continue it here at home to support our city. And each of you at MSD and the water company are continuing in that same tradition, following your service to our country or serving us here at home. The work that you do at Louisville Water and at MSD is so critically important. It is truly what keeps our city going. Most people don't think about it every day. You all know that. But we rely on it. We need it every single day. The water to keep our city moving, to keep all of us fueled and nourished. MSD to protect our city from storms, from floods, keep our city moving and safe. Louisville Water and MSD play a key role in the safety of our community in so many different ways. And just like we saw all of the first responders respond this week following the tragic plane crash, I've seen each of you and your colleagues respond as well when there are challenging times. The whole world saw it this past year with the historic floods. And I see it in this role every single day, the importance of what you do for our entire community. So thank you. Thank you for your service to our country. Thank you to your service to our city right now. I hope that you guys will join my wife and me and many others around the community tomorrow for the Veterans Day Parade. We're moving it to Nulu this year. 11 a.m. it starts. It'll be a great time for our city to come together, to have an opportunity to be together in community following these tragic events of this week, to support one another and begin to move forward following this tragedy. It's also wonderful with some of the folks that you're hearing from today that are doing so much to serve our community just as each of you are doing. To have Pastor James and his leadership role at Dare to Care, we see more than ever right now the importance of his organization to support people in need. To think that the government shutdown is literally leaving people hungry in our country is unfathomable. He and his colleagues are on the front line, making sure that people in our city do not go hungry. Pastor James, thank you so much for your leadership and your organization. And Yvette and her colleagues at LDG, we know the challenge of paying for our homes these days. We know how expensive it is. And Yvette and her colleagues at LDG are truly leaders in this entire country of providing safe, quality, and affordable housing here in Louisville and all across our entire city. In fact, they're doing more than just providing housing. They're providing services, healthcare services. They're providing early childhood education and quality child care to the residents and their families, and so much more. We've just recently opened a couple of new projects that they have opened. And their housing is as good as any housing in this entire country. They've just found a way through programs to help make it affordable. We need to continue to build more affordable housing across this city, to support veterans, to support others, so everyone can have a safe, quality, and affordable place to call home. And Beverly, thanks to you and your colleagues with what you do at the VA. Your service to our veterans, keeping folks healthy. I know you guys are getting ready for a big change and a big move here coming up. We're here to support you. Deputy Mayor George and I stand ready to do whatever we can at the city to help in that move and to help continue to support our veterans. So once again, thank you all very much. Thank you for what you have done in the past. Thank you for what you are doing today. And thank you for what you continue to do for our city each and every day. God bless you all, and let's stand together and come together to support one another during these challenging times in our city. Thank you very much.
Okay, our next speaker is Dr. Beverly Fry. Dr. Fry is a seasoned medical professional in both the private and government health systems with over 27 years of experience as an internist. A graduate of the University of Louisville, she holds a Bachelor of Arts degree in biology and a Doctor of Medicine degree. Currently, she serves as the Chief of the Compensation and Pension Department at the Louisville VA Medical Center, where she leads a team of dedicated employees to providing exceptional care to veterans with compassion, innovation, and collaboration. Dr. Fry is also deeply involved in mentoring, diversity initiatives, and organizational training. Beyond her professional achievements, she is an active member of Delta Sigma Theta sorority and enjoys public speaking, mentoring, and spending time with her family. Please welcome Dr. Fry to the stage.
Good morning. Good morning. All right, all right. I told them I think this is a setup because they got me after Pastor James and the mayor, dynamic speakers. So I've got a heavy lift, but I won't be long before you, but I hope I can do it a little bit of justice. So again, I thank you so much for allowing me to be here. I am Dr. Beverly Fry, and I do currently serve as the Chief of Compensation and Pension at the Louisville VA. And I am charged with leading our team of it's about 13 of us who serve every day to make sure that our veterans are examined and can receive the benefits without barriers that you all actually deserve. I bring you greetings from my executive leadership team, led by our currently active acting medical center director, Mr. Larry Roberts. And I want to say thank you to the staff here at MSD for allowing me to come back again this year and to share with you some of the great updates that we have for you from the Louisville VA. It's truly a privilege to stand before you again, especially on this day, when we begin to pause and honor those among us who have worn the uniform, served our nation, and defended the freedoms that we all cherish. Veterans Day is a time to reflect, to remember, and to give thanks. But it's also a time to celebrate. It's a time to celebrate service, It's time to celebrate progress and a time to celebrate shared commitments that continue to move and propel us forward. Since last year, which is the last time I was able to stand before you, the Department of Veteran Affairs has continued to build on our sacred mission, that mission being caring for those who have borne the battle, for their families, caregivers, and their survivors. Since last year, we've made some tremendous strides, and we hope that you are proud of those, and we pledge to continue our relentless pursuit in continuing to honor you. As you recall, I shared with you last year that we began to implement the PACT Act. I don't know how many of you in the room have heard of the PACT Act of 2022, just by show of hands. Okay, so I got some work to do. All right. So the PACT Act of 2022 has been one of the most comprehensive healthcare, I'll call it a package, that has been passed by Congress in this nation's history. It has placed us in a position to be able to be funded to dive deeper into the healthcare, into the benefits, into the structures and by which we serve you, into a comprehensive plan for doing better. If we know better, we do better. So Congress has given us the opportunity through funding to be able to share with you guys a better VA. So the PACT Act of 2022 it's probably about 1,000 pages, but we have really been focusing on sections 405 and 603 since the last time that I was here to share with you. Here in Louisville, we are proud to be leading the way. If you were to look at some of the national metrics, you will see that the VISN, or the region in which this Louisville VA is housed, has been leading the nation, which means the Louisville VA has been actually contributing to that leadership. Our team has completed over 49,000 of our 55,000 enrolled veterans for toxic exposure screenings. Have any of you had a toxic exposure screening in this building? Again, we got work to do. I see one hand. Okay, so what I'm going to tell you is when you go to your Louisville VA and you go to your medical provider, ask them specifically, am I being screened for toxic exposures? Because what we have learned is that it may take years before the medical manifestations of military exposures become apparent. So we have taken a proactive stance in ensuring that we screen every single enrolled veteran for those toxic exposures and then move forward with addressing any health factors. To date, of the 49,000 that we have screened, 22,000 veterans have endorsed at least one health factor, one health concern, and of those 22,000 health factors, we have addressed every single one of them. We do not have any outstanding. So we are relentless in our pursuit to greatness, because that greatness results in your improved health outcomes. So make sure you're being screened. We've also processed over 2,500, doesn't sound like a lot, but just here locally, 2,500 disability claims. We've done that this year, and that includes those 22 new presumptive conditions that are now automatically granted to you, ensuring that veterans get the benefits that you've earned without delay and unnecessary barriers. We've also committed to being working on that airborne hazard open burn pit registry. We have cleared our entire backlog, and the Louisville VA actually received a letter of commendation for helping the nation clear that backlog clearly ahead of the 2026 deadline. So again, something to celebrate from our stance, but we celebrate it because we know that we are impacting you more positively. But we're not stopping there. Okay, so we're focusing now, we're shifting on our environmental health registries, ensuring that every veteran receives a thorough, informed evaluation of your possible exposures. That includes conducting Agent Orange for our Vietnam War veterans, Gulf War registries, and we're assessing for depleted uranium, toxic embedded fragments, PFAS contamination, Camp Lejeune contaminated water, and any other screenings tied to your military environmental exposures. Each of these efforts strengthens our understanding, our care, and our promise to those who have served. We are also really focusing on repatriating our veterans. You know, because of some of the strongholds previously with access. We actually have partnered with some of our community partners for medical care, but what we know is that nobody does the veteran care like the VA, so we are truly working on repatriating and bringing all of our veterans home to receive the care from those who totally understand your experiences and your needs. And we're making some access in our burn pit registry. It is no longer a 150 questionnaire where you have to opt in. We have decided that we will opt everybody in, and you can opt out if you want, but we want no more barriers to your care. So looking ahead, what do we have to do this FY? This FY26, the VA is working nationally on something called Gulf Vet. So when you go to your primary care provider, they will ask you a battery of questions, and again, we're focusing on your specific military exposures, and this will allow us to dive deeper into proactively identifying things before they can manifest as a complication and to ensure that you have better medical outcomes. So I'll close by saying this. Behind every success, every program, and every milestone stands a dedicated team. The dedicated team that I serve with are caregivers, clinicians, and staff who bring compassion, who bring excellence to their work every single day. We will continue through the dollars that have been afforded us through Congress to recruit and retain the best. Soon we'll move into that new state-of-the-art building that you see off of the Watterson Expressway that is being built with your needs being considered, and it is going to provide world-class care for generations of veterans to come. So I don't want to belabor you with a lot of data, a lot of numbers. I just wanted to bring you some updates to kind of close the loop from the last time I was here. I do want to make sure that you understand exactly what you're entitled to and where you can get those things. But on this day, as we move into our Veterans Day celebration and honor all of our veterans, I want to say that I want to take this time to show you and to let you know that the VA stands ready, and we appreciate how far we've come, but we know that we've got a long way to go, and we'll get there together. Our progress is not measured only in numbers and reports. It's measured in the lives that we touch, in the gratitude that we show, and the promises that we keep. So today, to all of our veterans in this assembly, I want to say thank you for your service. Thank you for your courage. Thank you for your being an unwavering example of honor, of strength, of resiliency, and of hope. You make Louisville proud, and you make our nation even stronger. So happy Veterans Day to you all, and thank you for allowing me to be here.
Thank you, Dr. Fry. The one thing that I want to do, I just want to do a little special recognition for a few of our leaders that are in our room, in the room with us as well. The mayor mentioned Deputy George Nicole George. She works very collaboratively with Louisville Water, with Louisville MSD, and also with Public Works and the Department of Health, the APCD, all the agencies that are in Metro that Nicole oversees. She works very collaboratively with us, and so we want to thank you for being here. Also want to recognize a couple of MSD board members that are in a room. Our chair of the board, Mr. Ricky Mason, is with us this morning. Thank you, Ricky, for coming. And also we have Mr. Gerald Joyner, who is also the chair of our finance committee. So thank you, Mr. Joyner.
Okay, on behalf of Louisville Water and MSD, I do want to thank all of our speakers for taking the time today to come and recognize our veterans, thank our veterans, and share their thoughts on this special time of the year that we get to celebrate our veterans. And with that, we are ready for breakfast. So if we could have our veterans, please go help yourself to breakfast, where Louisville Water and MSD leadership will be serving you guys, and thank you again. And then we'll continue the program after we eat breakfast. Thank you.
Thank you. So we want to thank again our veterans today, and we want to do that with the presentation of certificates and a gift. Just a little housekeeping. As we call your name, enter the stage here to my left, your right. Mr. Parrott and Mr. Spencer Bruce will be greeting you. There's a gift and a certificate at the end. All right. Derek Anderson. Jonathan Arnett. Robin Ballard. Kenneth Betts. Terry Bellamy. Tara Bethel. Michael Blanks. Russell Bobbitt. David Bonilla. Zachoria Boone. Eddie Busson. Louis Boutine. James Brackens. Charles Bright. And if you will, please stand by afterwards. We will be doing pictures by groups. Aaron Broden. Bobby Brooks. Virgil Brown, Jr. Gregory Burns, Jr. William Burridge. Ronald Carrier. Judy Chodniecki. Thomas Clark. Dwight Colbert. Henry Cooper. Tony Crawford. Briance Creighton. David Denzik. Gerald Dunlap. David Dunn, Jr. Jeffrey Zietzik. James Ellsworth. Daniel Embry. Douglas Emily. Tim Gaddis. Lonnie Gaines. Gerald Garrett. Bob Gillen. Tad Gilmore. Angela Gowdy. Kevin Hamlin. Ed Hammerbeck. Brad Hart. Ricky Haycraft. Roy Hayes. James Higdon. Lopez High Sr. Andrew Horton. Cody Howard. Fred Huber IV. Jordan Huntley. Michael Isgrig. Ricky Jackson. Joshua Jansen. Devaris Johnson. Morgan Key. Mark Keller.
Calbert Kelsey. Russell Kopp. Kenneth Kraus. Gary Lasley. Donald Lane Jr. Dwight Loop. David Luttrell. Lee Lorimer. Timothy McCrary. Charles McCutcheon. Susan McNeil. Clay Martin. Brian Matherly. Taylor Meyer. Tim Meyer. Josh Miller. Matthew Miller. Michael Moore. Josh Newton. Joseph Nikolai. Michael Overturf. Daryl Randall. Ross Rocky. Ronald Reese Jr. Donald Robertson. Robert Rose III. Logan Schmoll. Stephen Schaefer. James Skinner Jr. Michael Slavely. Benjamin Smith Jr. Kenneth Stallings. Michael Stevenson. Jace Stevens. Jason Stouffer. Ellis Swanson. Kevin Sweeney. Craig Taylor. Angela Thacker. Todd Thompson. Morris Tolbert. Kevin Turner. James Van Meter. James Vaughn. Robert Waltz. Denzel Whalen Sr. Andrew White. Kyle Willett. Adrian Wright. John Yarbrough. And finally, Zachary Yarbrough.
All right, how about a round of applause for all of our veterans? Again, I want to also thank all of the senior leadership team of Louisville Water Company and Louisville MSD for hosting and sponsoring the breakfast this morning. How about a round of applause for our ELTs? We want to thank you all for coming out today. We want to thank all the veterans, not only for your service, but what you do for MSD and Louisville Water every day. And I think, as Reverend James said earlier today, and I think the mayor may have iterated, we're all in this together, whether it's operating our utilities or navigating our community challenges, we're all in this together. And so, veterans, you're a great example of what we all should be, and we thank everything you do for us. And again, thank everybody for coming out this year. And I think you're going to come up and tell us what's next, right? But thank you all for coming today.
Well, I know we were missing some people today, but obviously Louisville Water and Louisville MSD are 24/7 operations. So supervisors, if you'll stick around, and I'll make sure to get gifts and certificates to you so that you can get them to your people. Now we're going to call everybody up. We'd like to take some pictures, so we'll call you up by branch. And if you could just stand by and stand in front, and we'll get some photographs. Thank you all so much. We appreciate you.